Oh, so we're talking about the white private school boys are the new disadvantaged, says Cambridge academic.
Poor them, hey?
Oh, my gosh. It's so sad. They can't buy their way into a better life. And it's an expensive price. We just looked at how much it costs to actually send your child to Eton, full boarding for 3 terms, is £48,500. And we have to remember when it comes to Oxbridge, I think, what is it, like 2/3 of their students are pumped through a lot of these private institutions? So basically, they tried to tie the system up for themselves, and things are starting to unravel because I think at the end of the day, you're going to have to compete with everybody.
Yeah, for sure. Although the question, I suppose, Tom, is whether these universities start to actually discriminate against kids from the private sector, even if their grades are higher.
I'll take this one. Dana, because I did some research into it, and what they're going to do is take away your name so that you can't already discriminate against you based on your name. So there'll be no title, you'll just see the grades. It's about being academic, and therefore, if you take away the name...
Of the school or the person?
The person. So
no Bartholomew, Winston...
Are we talking about, is it posh names? Is that the issue?
I think so. I think
that's what the posh name?
Bartholomew.
Oh, I
Fitzroy.
see.
Yeah, something with maybe a double-barreled surname in there, and you can't discriminate against them. So you're looking purely at what they've achieved through their education, what grades they've got, what work, and then you'll meet them in person. That's another way of getting into university, and that's when you can see the person for themselves. Whether you agree with this private schools are being the new disadvantage or not, but it hopefully will maybe mean that universities might actually have to invest in the people who they are rather than just their background and everything else that goes about them.
Yeah, I mean, is this, if you start to discriminate against these private institutions, right? I mean, actually...
They have the long history of discrimination, don't they?
No, but actually Oxford and Cambridge have for many years favoured state school children in order to sort of balance out
before that,
their representation.
There were new measures that were brought in to say, hey, we need... Say if you're the first person in your family to go to university, they'll look at lower grades to get you in. Yeah. I think that's a great initiative to make it a more diverse experience university, which, hey, for me, when I went to university, it was all about networking. It wasn't necessarily about my grades. It was that university, meet the people you're going to get to know in the rest of your life. And it is favoured towards those who come from a better stock, because then you're going to get to hang around with those people going forward. But I guess they will start to be disadvantaged because you have to have a more broad range of people coming into that university.
Is there any diminution, though, of the quality of output that these universities are achieving? Because surely the best university in the world will be the one that just takes the highest grades. It doesn't need to see what school you came from, what your surname is. It's just like, we take everyone that's got A star.
But it's not... But
isn't that the point of Oxford, Cambridge, Stanford, Yale, Harvard?
Yeah, but it's about the person as well. There's a lot about not just your, what... In the learned part, there's the social skills, the people that can elevate in society afterwards.
Let's look at the potential of 2 people, right? Bob and Stanley, Bartholomew. And we know where Bartholomew comes through. Bartholomew gets a tutor. Bartholomew gets $50,000 invested in his education every single year. Of course, Bartholomew should be producing more. Then, perhaps Simon, who has a single mother, has to look after his brother after school. That doesn't mean that Simon has any less potential than Bartholomew. And I think that's what's happening, because we do see an underrepresentation historically of women, of people of color. So they're trying to redress that. And I think it's very interesting to note how quickly they notice the discrimination when they're discriminated against. How fast they are to act.
I think that's a fair point.
And actually, from your example, Dana, Simon is much better to have a drink with afterwards, after lecture. So actually, I want to hang out with more Simons.
No pig heads involved.
I don't understand the drinking games from the...
Simon knows a place you can get into at 4 a.m,
exactly. Networking. It's about the people.
Take off your tie.
What tie?
And he knows someone called Mr. Z who has portobello mushrooms.
Yeah, on speed dial.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. I think this is a great idea in as much as you're just looking at the individual, not necessarily their background or...
Potential.
Potential. And that's what university is, to get the best scholars, the best people who can who can excel.
Well, if we look at the BBC, for example, and God bless the BBC, well, they have an over-representation of people that are Oxbridge, right? And I feel like a lot of the country doesn't feel, they think that these people are most suited,
fair point,
right, to this job, but I feel like there's a lot of people in this country that feel disconnected from those people.
Yeah.
Mostly because they can't afford to be around them.
I think you're right, and I think even the perception of political parties as well, that the issue Labour have is that they're perceived as this sort of London metropolitan party now, which is something that Keir Starmer is going to have to address if he's going to win the next election.
But we will lose, this is the thing though, as Britain, we will lose some of these really, well-educated guys and girls that are heading not to their first choice of university. They're going to be going to America. So we're going to lose...
Brain drain. But that's already happening. You guys don't even know about it. As soon as Brexit came, even Canada was headhunting your professionals.
And that's why American football's coming over here now. We're trying to get them all over.
Get them back.